present for the national anthem of the USA.
And we are set for the 11th all-time meeting between these two countries. Number 1 versus number 27 in the FIFA rankings. For the call, John Strong and Brad Friedel.
Rob, it's a great evening at the Rhine Energy Stadium in Cologne, Germany. It is a fantastic test for a United States team, which came off that ridiculous victory over the Netherlands on Friday night. Brad, how do they follow that up against a much stiffer test in Germany?
Yeah, it'll be a more difficult test, but I was really excited by what I saw against the Netherlands. You're playing two of the world's best teams, and why not go blow for blow with them? They're very attacking, very offensive-minded. The Germans are going to be very good going forward. The back four is going to be a little bit untested at this stage, so why not try to attack them where they may have a weakness? But very good to see.
Danny McAleer, 32 years old, from the Netherlands, is the referee of this match. He's worked UEFA Champions League and Europa League matches the last 2 seasons. This is just his 5th senior international game, so very much a young referee working his way up the chain. He is a policeman in his spare time. Bastian Schweinsteiger and Michael Bradley, the respective captains for this match today. Well, it's a capacity of 47,000 at the Rhine Energy Stadium in Cologne. Not entirely full. And we saw a handful of American fans, certainly based in Germany, as well as those traveling to support the U.S. in the second of a back-to-back in Europe. Jogi Löw, who originally met Jurgen Klinsmann when they were working a coaching course together. Jurgen brought him in as an assistant in 2004, and he's been in charge since Klinsmann left the post at the end of the '06 World Cup. And they coach against each other now, as they did 2 years ago, June 2013. It was that 4-3 win for the U.S. at RFK Stadium. So with the Gold Cup approaching quickly, another big test for the United States underway in this 11th all-time meeting against the world number 1, the reigning World Cup champions, Germany. And again, it's an interesting lineup for both teams. The Germans bringing in some younger players, giving some of their regulars a rest at the end of the season. The U.S. shuffling the pack somewhat from the match on Friday night.
Yeah, from the German side, I'm very interested to see Rudy and Hector. I know they possess a lot of pace going forward, but especially for me, I want to see Herman. I hear great things about him. Very good pace, exciting player. Yet another one, it seems, in a long line of very creative, very pacey German players.
Well, there is Jonas Hector playing back inside. Gundogan driving to the byline, and that's going to be out for a German corner in the very early going.
You see the quick change of pace that most of these German players have, especially their first 3 or 4. Well defended in the end. Be important to defend this first corner.
As Ozil just completed his 2nd season with Arsenal, swinging this in, it's straight up in the air from Rudiger and well wide of Brad. Jogi Löw, we talked yesterday at the press conference about the important work that Jurgen Klinsmann did do in his time. He said he changed crucial things that endure today, without which we would not have the successes that we have had in all 4 major tournaments that Löw has coached the Germans. They've gotten to at least the semifinal, and of course winning the World Cup last year. Mistake there, giving Aaron Johansson possession. He was for a moment, but commits a foul in doing so.
Yeah, I was in Berlin last week for the Champions League final, and there were a lot of people praises for just that, for changing the style of German football.
Hector again, oohs and ahs. John Brooks will shepherd that in for Guzan. Timmy Chandler up the line. Flag is up on Juan Agudelo. Juan Agudelo, who today makes his first start for the U.S. in 4 years. June of 2011, the 4-0 loss to Spain in Foxborough. Just his 20th appearance for his national team, and just the 6th time that he is in the starting lineup. Here come the Germans now. Here's Herman on his debut, sending the cross into the back post. That's going to be too far for Schurrle to track up to.
Well, that started, you see, the U.S. is trying to press high, and they were successful at it when they were playing against the Netherlands. But this is a different kettle of fish, so to speak. And the Germans were able to break through the pressure quite easily. I hope the Americans don't get discouraged by that, and they continue to try to play positively. Jurgen said yesterday that he wanted to press high, wants to try to instill the same concepts to push this team, to get this team better.
Gundogan trying to clip it through. It's Hector making the run. He slipped in behind. That's going to be blocked out for another corner for Germany. Ventura Alvarado that time.
Again, quick play up the left-hand side. 2 attacks up the left, 1 on the right. Very balanced teams normally, the Germans.
It'll be Mario Gotze this time instead of Ozil to take the corner. Gotze's ball swung into the near post. Swing and a miss right on the doorstep from Bastian Schweinsteiger. Was once again Rudiger making that near post run, and the U.S. got lucky there.
Yeah, 2 corners. Not getting to the ball first on both corners. Something that the United States are going to have to address. German teams are normally very good on set pieces, very clinical. And you do not want to give up a set piece against a team like Germany. And you definitely do not want to go a goal down.
Going to get across, and it's Sebastian Rudy now, just his 6th appearance for Germany. Rolled ahead for Ozil, able to cut it back. Gundogan was in there. Michael Bradley trying to defend, trying to get out from underneath his feet. In the end, Schurrle couldn't do much with it.
Well, when you play a diamond, you're going to have Zardes and Diskerud. They're going to be quite narrow. The Germans are very good at playing in the channels, and it's going to force Chandler and Johnson to have to get caught 2v1 sometimes. The United States do not want to have Zardes and Diskerud dropping off too much. And they're going to have to play a little bit wider than they're doing now, or else it's going to be a long 90 minutes for Chandler and Johnson.
Good look there at the shapes of both teams. Pressure from Diskerud. And the U.S. will get a throw out of this. There is Jürgen Klinsmann. Was given the award of the German Football Ambassador 2015 by the Minister of Foreign Affairs in a pregame ceremony. And of course, always a big deal when he comes back to Germany, the country of his birth, of all his success as player and coach. And in fact, the last time the U.S. played in Germany, March of 2006, it was Klinsmann who was coaching on the other side. And a 4-1 win for the hosts. Here's Patrick Herrmann again. Sending the cross in to the backside. Gotze picking it up. Setting up now for Ozil's shot. That's a good save. Brad Guzan able to hold on.
Well, Germany broke the pressure again. We got caught wide open. Good ball across the pitch. Good touch by Gotze. Not a bad run. Well timed by Ozil. Brad Guzan, comfortable save. He'll be happy that first one. The first save that he has to make falls nicely into his hands.
Made 6 saves Friday night in Amsterdam.
I texted him after the game. What do you think? Text back. Very exciting.
I mean, as a goalkeeper, 3 goals against as compared to a win and 6 saves. How do you sort of compartmentalize the two in your mind, success versus failure?
Well, I think it's considered success because you won the game 4-3. You're playing away from home against Holland. I think he had a good game, made some good saves in the game. It's just sometimes that happens. Sometimes the games aren't tight, they're wide open, and that was one of them. So you definitely don't want to be on the other side of it and conceding 4 and losing the game. But anytime you can beat one of the big teams in the world, I think you would have to consider it a success.
Second offside for Juan Agudelo in the early going. Maybe a chance for the U.S. to get on the ball some. John Brooks, one of the 4 German-born players in the lineup. That's too tall for Aron Johansson. Just a nice casual fun evening for the fans there in Cologne, it certainly seems like.
Yes, this is a very friendly atmosphere. I know it's a tune-up for the Gold Cup for us, and for the Germans, they're getting ready to play against Gibraltar. So the meaning for this is fitness for places on the team. You know, there's no trophy to play for here. But knowing German mentality and knowing the United States mentality, they're both going to want to win this game.
Pressure from Diskerud there on Ozil. Allows Michael Bradley to come in and take the ball away. American Outlaws making themselves heard for the first time. Long switch across. Picked up by Aron Johansson. Hector the defender. Johansson, great cutback. Driving into the box. Johansson cutting it back. Bradley couldn't get a shot off. Diskerud trying to set it up. Diskerud's shot is just over the bar.
A very good chance for the U.S. I liked how Johnson stepped in a little bit into midfield. Great crossfield ball. Very good skill by Johansson. Good feet. Little nutmeg. Pull back. Diskerud, once he gets it under control, very good effort, good pace on it. Just needed to get his head over the ball just a little bit more. Good chance for the U.S. Great skill by Johansson in the corner.
Finished a good season with AZ Alkmaar in the Netherlands. 3rd place for them in the Dutch league, the best they've had in 6 years. He scored 4 goals in the last 3 games to secure that spot, get them into the Europa League qualifying rounds later on this summer. And here's Johansson again. Agudelo calling for it, making the run in the box, slipped instead, too far for Zardes. Falls to the feet of Diskerud, able to keep under pressure. Zardes couldn't do anything with that, and in fact use his hand trying to control it.
getting back to Johansson, best finisher that we have, best finisher at the United States. You watch his highlight reel, left foot, right foot, good in the air, go with power, go with precision. A real gem for us.
If not for a groin injury in October 2012 when Iceland tried to call him up for a World Cup qualifier, he might well be playing for them. Instead, the Mobile, Alabama born Icelandic raised forward is playing here with the United States for a 12th time. Robert Zieler, the goalkeeper, native of Cologne. Just finished his 5th season working with former U.S. international Steve Schurrle at Hanover. Schurrle driving inside for Schweinsteiger. Ilkay Gundogan. Bradley trying to close him down. One stab away there by Brooks to try to get it to midfield. And that was Rudy working hard. The right back tucking inside to keep it. Now Hermann hits around Diskerud. Patrick Hermann into the box. Rolling it across. And the opening goal for Germany. Mario Gotze has scored. And the Germans with the early lead in Cologne.
Well, this is when Germany's at its best. Just before that, it looked like they had 5 or 6 attackers. They make so many slicing and dicing runs. Try to split the lines of the back 4. Ball finally went over to Hermann, player I wanted to have a real good look at today. Showed his pace, showed his quality. Sucked 3 players in. Played a really lovely ball out to Gotze. Gotze made no mistake about it. Look at the technique on this, just side foots it, giving Brad Guzan no chance. From a German standpoint, very good goal.
Hermann on his debut, a teammate of Fabian Johnson at Borussia Mönchengladbach, local rivals of Cologne, who call this stadium home. He set it up. Gotze scores it. That's going to fall for Agudelo, but it's offside for Aaron Johansson as the U.S. try to charge quickly upfield.
This is when the leaders on the team, Michael Bradley, is going to have to pull the players together. Alvarado, Brooks, the ones in the middle. Communication. Don't get spread out. You don't want to concede the second goal if you're the United States here. Then it can be a very long afternoon.
Well, they trailed twice in Amsterdam Friday night. Once by 2 goals. This again is a different prospect. Germany rather than the Netherlands. Here's one of those leaders, Michael Bradley, for a 5th consecutive match wearing the captain's armband. Has played every minute for the United States in 2015. It's his 98th appearance, trying to become the 16th player to get to 100 appearances for the U.S. Set to do that in the Gold Cup. Fabian Johnson now, chance to get this good-looking cross away. Knocked away by Zardes, or from Zardes rather, as Agudelo making the first run. Diskerud couldn't do anything with it. And Hermann trying to run the other way, trying to run away from his club teammate. His early cross in, well dealt with and cleared.
That's what you get when you play against pace. Johnson goes forward the first time, gets away from his marker, plays in a ball, but then straight away the Germans are back at him, and Hermann using his pace going the other way.
Look there, Gotze scored his 14th goal for Germany to open things up. One of 14 men alive on this planet to say they've scored a goal to win a World Cup final. And the only one of those 14 to have done it as a substitute last July down in Brazil. It's a good, strong run by Danny Williams to win a free kick for the U.S. Really trying to figure out what he wanted to do from that position. Chandler sending it in from deep. Easy header away by Mustafi. Coach trying to play in for Agudelo. Mustafi there again. That's going to be a foul on Juan Agudelo.
Well, it's a difficult ball for Agudelo to take down. Over his head, head high, running into the channel. Just need to play those balls along the ground, about waist high. Let Agudelo get in between the ball and the defender.
Gundogan not enough on that touch, but Schweinsteiger was confident and quick enough to deal with it. In fact, he'll carry it forward. Stepping in there was Danny Williams to take it away. Danny Williams scored his first international goal Friday at the Netherlands. One of 3 players to get their first U.S. goal. Jossie's Artis and Bobby Wood the others. And Jurgen Klinsmann saying that Williams really deserved to get this start after his performance in Amsterdam.
Also against Switzerland, I thought he played well.
And Klinsmann talked about it being the last chance for players to impress. We have that 35-player provisional roster for the Gold Cup, from which the final 23 will be named in about 2 weeks or so.
Williams left off that.
And Danny Williams, one of 3, including Bobby Wood and Miguel Ibarra, who are on Jurgen Klinsmann's roster for these 2 games, but who were not named on that provisional roster. With Danny Williams, he said he's been bugged by a knee injury all season with Reading. Give him an opportunity to get himself healthy and ready for the upcoming season. Klinsmann saying for Bobby Wood, it was a matter of him sorting out his club situation. And Miguel Ibarra is still developing somewhat. Jossie's Artis, the cross knocked away by Hector. And now Ilkay Gundogan running forward. It's his first appearance for Germany since August 2013. Slipped across for Schurrle, foot race, which he will win with the byline, but couldn't keep the ball. You saw Alvarado upset, signaling over to the assistant referee. Wanted a flag up there.
Transition so important when you're playing a team like Germany. United States just had 4 or 5 players attacking, and within 8-9 seconds you're defending again, close to your own box. So quick, the Germans getting forward.
Badly trying to open up for Zardes. It'll be Zila, the goalkeeper, there in time. And just to finish the thought on that Gold Cup provisional roster, one of the surprising names, DeMarcus Beasley, who had announced his international retirement after the World Cup, but we're told that Klinsmann, in part, has wanted a good veteran presence within the team at the Gold Cup, reached out to him, and Beasley told Jurgen, if you want me, I'm in. Now, again, not for sure on the Gold Cup roster, but at least on the provisional 35. Schurrle cutting inside, firing wide. Kazan seemed pretty comfortable about it.
A little bit what I was talking about, getting isolated. Oh, here's the goal again. Herman, he actually sucked 4 players to him. Very clinical finish by Gotze. I think it's a wise move by Jurgen to reach out. You need youth and experience to DeMarcus Beasley. He's a great guy. He's always positive, always buzzing around the place. We'll also have words to say if need be. Jurgen's probably looking at his squad and just thinking, I need 1 or 2 more experienced heads around the place to mix in with a lot of the youth that I'm bringing into the squad.
Gotze dumped to the turf behind the plate, and that was sort of the point in relation to Miguel Ibarra. It's not really about developing at a Gold Cup. It's about results and winning games and knowing how important it is to win the Gold Cup, to clinch that spot of the Confederations Cup in Russia in 2 summers' time. Jonas Hector. Good tackle by Williams. Schweinsteiger immediately on the ball, though. Schweinsteiger again. Switching across for Sebastian Rudy. Ozil comes to grab it. Hermano already has 1 assist on Johnson. Overcooks that. That's going to be out. Last off of Agudelo.
A little bit of a danger creeping in for the United States. Zardes and Diskerud still playing very narrow, but you just see Zardes and Diskerud both almost going all the way back into the back four to form a back six when Germany's in possession. Can't do that against teams like Germany. You've got to try to stay positive on the front foot, getting pressure to the ball. You have to try. I know it's difficult, but you have to try as best you can that they don't dictate play.
Hector one touch along. That's a cutting back. That's a good recovery in the end from Timmy Chandler. Agudelo trying to hold it up or do something with it, but immediately given back to Germany. Gundogan, that's a hard tackle by Danny Williams. He's going to get a yellow card for that.
Yes, and it looks rightly so. That's what happens when you just defend for 1, 2, 3 minutes at a time. You start to get frustrated. Yeah, clips him on the ankle there. Referee saw it. Booking, right decision.
Gundogan back to his feet. He suffered a back injury in a friendly against Paraguay August 2013. Ended up missing 14 months in total, including the World Cup. Just came back into things really in March with the national team, made an appearance and worked his way back in at Borussia Dortmund. Back to his feet without needing treatment for that, as Sealer had Johansson charging him down. Agudelo pressuring as well. Agudelo stepping in on Rudiger. Sealer able to clear. Good header along by Ozil for Gotze. Schurrle now has got Hermann to his right. Cuts back on Diskerud. Andre Schurrle slipping it through. It's a good foot from John Brooks to break up the passing lane. Now Michael Bradley, game-getting stretch. This is where we saw Bradley so effective Friday night in Amsterdam. Options either side for Michael Bradley. And in the end, an interception from Jonas Hector.
We saw him set up two, just like that. Decent break was on.
Germans happy enough just to knock it around back and forth. Let the U.S. do a bit of chasing.
They're having to do too much chasing right now.
Sealer playing the Manuel Neuer role, coming 10 yards outside of his box. Rudy in now. Hermann comes central, trying to catch up to that return. Fabian Johnson there first. Diskerud with work to do. Alvarado able to get it as far as Schweinsteiger. Gotze on the turn. Bradley chasing him. Ozil back for Gotze. Fabian Johnson able to get a foot in. Last off of Mario Gotze. It's out for a goal kick. Jurgen Klinsmann talked about wanting to be on the front foot, like you're talking about, really take the game to Germany. How do they get back to that?
Well, every time they've done it, every time they've broke on Germany, within seconds Germany's right back at the United States. They have so much pace. They just have a conveyor belt of talent. Doesn't seem to matter what names on the back of the shirt. If 4, 5, 6 players running at pace, very good world champions for a reason. They really know in the transition how to get another team on the back foot. But the United States can't get discouraged. They have to keep trying to press. I know it's a tiring task.
Danny Williams just getting a verbal warning from the referee, already on a yellow card. Patrick Herman heading inside of Diskerud, central for Gundogan. As it Ozil. Slipping it in on the turn as Herman couldn't get full contact. And John Brooks will clear. And really, the 20 seconds that Brad Guzan took on the goal kick, and then Brooks there clearing it out, have been all the U.S. have had of the ball in the last few minutes, it feels like.
Yeah, the Germans are doing an excellent job, both on the right side and the left side, of bringing that extra attacker. So they either have a 2v1 or a 3v2 at all times. You see Diskerud time and time again keeps looking over his left shoulder because he knows there's always a spare man, and he's thinking, do I go press or should I stay? Johnson's doing the same. Chandler and Zardes on the other side are doing the same. Really is a work of art by the German side.
That's like you said, they're world champions for a reason.
Absolutely. But it's good for the United States to face tests like this.
So the back heel for Herman is forced backwards for Rudy. Gundogan, miscontrol. Chance for the U.S. perhaps to build an attack. Johansson fouled by Schweinsteiger. Johansson dropping deep and wide. It's a good touch inside of Schurrle. Aaron Johansson letting fly again, rising up and over. Both shots have been his in this opening half hour for the U.S., both missing high.
You see Johansson, he's trying to make things happen. He's trying to do the pressing. He was the one that had that great little bit of skill in the right-hand corner on the mixed Diskerud's chance.
Good job Sky in the air to win the header. Johansson knocking it down for Agudelo. Rudiger responding to it first.
It seems every German goalkeeper is really calm on the ball. Obviously something the clubs instill in their goalkeepers. The chances Neuer makes or takes when he plays, something I would never try.
Is that the direction you think it's going? Goalkeeping in general?
Yeah, I mean, the ability that goalkeepers have with their feet nowadays is so much better than 10, 15 years ago. Most goalkeepers, so take Ter Stegen, for instance, who played for Barcelona in the Champions League final. The passes that he was playing out of the back in a game of that magnitude, you wouldn't dream of doing 10, 15 years ago. And in the Premier League, you would never think of it because of the pressure that the other teams put on you. Great to see. I really like it. If you can do it and you're brave enough to do it and your team understands it and the coach's philosophy, I think it's great to watch.
67% possession right now for Germany. They're just less than a half hour. Almost too far for Schurrle to catch up to it. They almost got back to it around the backside of Ventura Alvarado. It's out for a goal kick. Lucas Podolski and Khedira and the rest of the German bench. Podolski actually grew up in Cologne and talked about this Rhine Energy Stadium really being like his living room. Excited for the opportunity to perhaps come on in the second half. Good work by Johansson there to spin around and control that ball. Gundogan gets a foot in, but Agudelo reacts to it. To meet Chandler now. Again, Gundogan is there. Roman tracking back, slips inside of Williams. Ozil, Mario Gotze now. Gotze one-on-one with Guzan, is just enough. That's a big stop. It's not out of danger yet, though. Guzan playing safe with the clearance. Agudelo down off chance for the chest for Johansson.
That's a big save by Brad Guzan. The United States do not want to go down 2-0 here. You could see again the Germans. They were getting pressed. Michael Bradley was pressing. Diskerud was pressing. Looked like we had him. The United States had him locked in. One little ball to Herman.
Agudelo stepping in. That looked for a moment like it might be something. Diskerud's ball in. He had two runners. Bradley trying to loop it along for Agudelo. Zardes in the area as well. Agudelo bringing it down, trying to reset for Bradley. Schweinsteiger got it caught underneath his feet.
He's really impressed me so far, Herman. I heard a lot about him before this game.
Mario Gotze trying to find Andre Schurrle. His header is right to Guzan.
Well, the United States are just finding it very difficult to get themselves into a position where they can press the ball. The United States have numbers back, but Gotze finds some room. Very good cross. Schurrle just can't get enough power on it. Lands safely into Guzan's hands. Here's that save. Guzan stands up big. Saves with his foot. Like I said earlier, the United States do not want to go 2-0 down to this team. At 1-0, you're always into the game.
Ozil central for Gundogan now. Back from Schurrle. Gundogan slipping it through, knocked away by Brooks, and a second time defending it. Johansson was trying to play for Agudelo. Knocked away by the traffic. The German fans appreciate what they're seeing from their team. Also slipping it through. Schurrle. Timmy Chandler just strong enough to keep him from getting to it. And they'll have a discussion about it.
I think they were both tugging at each other. Would have been a very harsh penalty if given.
Johansson able to return too far in front of Agudelo in the end. Rudiger sliding across to clean that up.
But you can understand why the German public is liking what they're seeing here. The Germans are putting on a little bit of an exhibition.
As you mentioned, they've got Gibraltar on Saturday. 6th of 10 games in the European Championship qualifying group. European Championship, which begins a year from today in France. And the Germans are in a real fight with Poland, who they lost to in October, the first time they'd ever lost to Poland, and Scotland as well. Diskerud trying to catch up to Herman, doesn't get there. Earns himself a foul.
He's just been a thorn in the United States side so far the entire first half.
Well, he's played at Borussia Mönchengladbach his entire career, alongside Fabian Johnson and two other members of this German roster. Patrick Herrmann, the 75th player to be given his debut for Germany under Jogi Löw.
And there's probably 20 or 30 more. that are waiting in the wings and probably do just as good, if not a better job.
As the wave makes its way around the Rhine Energy Stadium. There's Herman again. Splitting through Diskerud and Williams. Wide for Mesut Ozil. Okay, Gundogan now. Opening it up and saw the run coming the whole way from Jonas Hector. He's got to chase it down in the corner. Hector on Chandler. They both go to ground. Chandler and Zardes come away with the ball. Now 10 minutes to go before halftime. 68% of the possession to Germany. 8 shots to 2. And maybe it's fair to say only 1-0. The U.S. trying to make it even better than that. Fabian Johnson running forward for Michael Bradley's ball. Johnson working on Rudy. Setting it up for Bradley. Couldn't quite control it. Rudiger able to clear. Again, promising for the U.S. Agudelo from Chandler's header gives it back. Chandler sending the cross in. Johansson too tall for him. US trying to lock the Germans in. And that was a giveaway there by Mustafi, forced by Johansson, and the U.S. pressure. Michael Bradley. Zardes and Agudelo in the middle. Bradley wants it himself, pulling the shot wide.
Oh, good signs from the United States. Good break earlier. And then here, Michael Bradley, couple touches, gets himself into an area where he does have a very good strike on him. Just drags it a little bit. But you said it, John, at 1-0, the United States are still in the game. Maybe not in possession. Maybe not in chances on target. But on the scoreline, goals change games.
And a couple of big saves from Brad Guzan as well. Now they're getting impatient, apparently. Not happy enough with the wave anymore. They want to see more action.
Want to see more chances. I'm sure they won't be denied that.
Schurrle. Back from Gotze. Falls for Gundogan. Gotze has it now. Williams knocks down the header. Zardes trying to get in between Gotze and the ball. Can't do so. Andre Schurrle. Mario Gotze. Still he has it. Also sending it in. Johnson's touch allowing Guzan to clear. And Johansson catches up that loose ball. Michael Bradley. That's around Gundogan. Advantage being played by the referee. Can the U.S. have the runners? The options for Bradley to decide from. Timmy Chandler fires the cross in right to Zieler.
Another good break by the United States. Timothy Chandler's ball just too close to Zieler. But look at this. Within seconds, the Germans are making the United States defend again.
And it's good to cuts around Brooks. John Brooks doing a good job, though, to slow him up. See Chandler just now getting back into defensive position. They wanted Schweinsteiger to shoot. Herman back in for Rudy. His cross was behind Schurrle. Zardes under pressure, just got that away.
It is so impressive watching the transition by any German national team. Doesn't matter who's in that starting 11.
Chandler. Dump to the turf behind the play. Bradley has it, clipping it ahead. It's Diskerud who picks it up off the chest, and Diskerud has scored! Mixed Diskerud, after a rare, long spell of possession by the United States, has tied the game.
Well, it was almost as if the Germans wanted to get a little breather. They allowed the United States to have possession. Seemed meaningless at first, but as we said, 1-0 leads aren't enough. We have 4 players right side of the pitch. Michael Bradley picks it up, plays a really nice ball, perfectly weighted pass to Diskerud, takes it on his chest, makes no mistake with the laces. Yet another goal set up by Michael Bradley. Jurgen Klinsmann very happy. He knows how important that was. You look back at Guzan, doesn't make the save. If the Germans took one more of their chances that they had, 2-0, very difficult to come back from that. The United States will be delighted with 1-1 at this stage.
Not all that dissimilar from Friday night in Amsterdam. And it is the 6th goal in the 30th appearance for Mikkel Morgenstar Paulsen Diskerud, better known as Mix. And we'll see how much Germany, perhaps in the last 3 minutes plus stoppage time, wants to try to press to get back in that lead, which they held for most of this first half. Again, it's Elke Gundogan. Herman out wide for Rudy. Easily intercepted by Fabian Johnson. He's trying to dance his way out of the pressure, couldn't do so. Chance for Rudy to cross, cutting it back to the feet of Bradley. He's able to dance his way out of trouble momentarily. Cutting around Schurrle. Chandler now. In for Jossie Zardes. Zardes takes it himself at just over. Had Johansson to his left. And the U.S. a chance to take the lead before halftime.
Yeah, as we said, goals change games. Zardes finds himself in a lot of space. Gets the ball in the half turn so he can go forward. Very good touch. Good chance. Just leans back a little bit. Blasts it over the bar.
The reaction from Jurgen Klinsmann, it's not just a comfortable evening out and a friendly. That was the reaction of someone who really wanted to grab that goal and that lead. Mario Gotze out. Cross for Herman. Fabian Johnson trying to recover the shot, just spinning out.
Well, the mentality of both these nations is to win, is to always have spirit, give effort, give your all, never say die. So I think that's why you see the emotion of Jurgen Klinsmann. You'll see the same emotion by Lowe and the players on the field.
Good control by Zardes. Gundogan stepping in. Chandler's header just too tall for Johansson, trying to flick it along, and Rudiger cleans it up for Ron Robert Zieler. Diskerud flying along and just dumps Sebastian Rudy into the bench area. Dutch referee Danny McAlee just telling him to ease up there. Jonas Hector. Into stoppage time we go at the end of this first half. Andre Schurrle. Well, no stoppage time given. So the end of the first half there. In the U.S. weather, a lot of defending, a lot of running. An early goal by Mario Gotze. Mixed Diskerud, though, late in the first half. squaring it at 1 apiece. Back to our Vancouver set, and their thoughts coming up after this. 45 minutes down, 45 to go in Cologne. Germany 1, United States 1.
Affect the second 45 for Jurgen Klinsmann.
Well, the changes against the Netherlands really changed the game, gave some new energy, some new life. I'm sure Jurgen Klinsmann's wanting to do the same again here. Arne referenced it at the halftime that the U.S. almost looked timid at the start of the first half. They found their way into the game. They got the late goal, great ball from Bradley and the goal from Diskerud, both of them there. So now it's, can you get on the front foot again? You know in the first half you went toe-to-toe, so continue to do that.
And I think no subs on Germany's side, but I would assume next players who's going to come in is Karim Bellarabi from Leverkusen. He's got speed too, and especially, Khedira, he's coming in as a holder. And maybe a little later, Lucas Podolski, because this is his home game and he want to show up great.
Yedlin was great against the Netherlands. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
We'll see you when this one's in the books. Now back to our match commentators, John Strong and Brad Friedel.
Rob Sami Khedira, who just on Tuesday signed a new 4-year contract with Juventus, making the move from Real Madrid. He is coming on as the one change for Germany at the break. You mentioned the 3 changes for the U.S. Brad Evans, DeAndre Yedlin, Kyle Beckman are on. Also Lucas Podolski, as advertised, Polish-born, but grew up in Cologne. Joined the club as a 10-year-old, played there for 6 seasons before moving elsewhere in his career. So this is like playing in his living room at the Rhein Energy Stadium, and he's on for the second half. Second half underway in Cologne, Germany. 1 apiece between the U.S. and the #1 ranked team in the world. And for all the 2/3 possession, for all the double number of total passes, it was a 35-pass, 95-second sequence that led to Mix Diskerud's tying goal. 1-1 in the break. Brad Friedel, what do we expect in the second half?
Well, I don't think we're going to get much of a change from the Germans. You know, I thought, by and large, with the exception of the scoreline, I thought they'd be pretty pleased with their performance. The United States started slow, then they got into it. I would think that they're going to want to try to start the second half the way that they finished the first. But it's going to be difficult. The German team is very well drilled, have a lot of good players, but the United States are going to want to have to stay positive. Keep trying to press the ball. Try to stay as high up the pitch as possible if you can. Try not to get dragged out of position. All those sorts of things that Jurgen Klinsmann talks about in every press conference.
Well, for the U.S., Brad Evans at right back, pushing Timmy Chandler to the left-hand side. Beckerman was a straight swap for Williams. DeAndre Yedlin, as we're seeing on the right side of that diamond, and Jossie Zardes moving up front. So that's the moving around of pieces for Jurgen Klinsmann at the break. Yedlin clipping it ahead, but Gundogan there in between Johansson and Zardes.
Well, DeAndre is going to be more comfortable as a right back, but I understand where Jurgen Klinsmann's coming from. He wants to try to get some pace to try to attack against this German back 4. Let's see if it works.
It was Schweinsteiger who came off for Sami Khedira as Ilkay Gundogan goes for a spill.
Another great bit of business by Juventus.
Well, they've only won 4 straight Serie A titles and were runners-up in the UEFA Champions League.
They get some very good players for very low transfer fees comparatively to a lot of the other teams around the world that they're playing against in the Champions League.
Evans involved for the first time, but they slip it along for Jonas Hector. Good cover across by Alvarado. That's going to be a corner for Germany.
Ended up being good cover by Alvarado. But the German team, they're not going to change what they do. They're going to try to do overloads on both channels again. Started very similar as they did in the first half.
Confirmation, it was Schurrle who came off for Lucas Podolski. 3rd corner of the game for Germany, the first in quite a long while. Swung out, Brooks with the header, and he got hit hard by Mustafi. There is Lucas Podolski. Just finished his third season on the books with Arsenal at loan at Inter Milan. Third amongst goal scorers and third amongst cap holders for the German national team.
Not a bad record.
Just turned 30 last week. And Sami Khedira there as well. 5 seasons at Real Madrid now in the books for him, and off to Italy he goes. And again, we expect more subs to come. Jurgen Klinsmann talking about wanting to use all the subs available to him, get as many players as possible, minutes and experience in this type of game against this type of opponent with the Gold Cup coming up quickly. It'll be July 3rd against Guatemala in the send-off game in Nashville. Already 22,000 tickets sold for that game. Diskerud back from Johansson, slipping it in. Chelsea Zardes just put off it. It was great recovery defending by Sebastian Rudy. Chandler whips in across, and Zieler there to grab it. Chelsea Zardes scored his first goal for the U.S. Friday night. Had a chance for a second there.
Yeah, really well-worked move. Great little touch by Johansson. Nice little clip by Diskerud. Very good defending in the end. Zardes was just trying to hold him off. Great ball played in between Mustafi. Well defended in the end. Good play by the United States.
The U.S. will open up the Gold Cup group stage against Honduras July 7th in Frisco, Texas. 3 days later against Haiti in Foxborough. 3 days after that against Panama and Kansas City. And after a couple days off, and an opportunity to replace 6 players on the roster between the group stage and the knockout quarterfinals in Baltimore, semifinals in Atlanta, the final in Philadelphia if they can get there. And you can see all of those games from the CONCACAF Gold Cup right here on Fox Sports. Hector for Podolski. A little clip there. Not enough from Khedira to do anything with it, and Brooks heads away. Diskerud got his foot in the way. Chandler, Beckerman. And the U.S. will get a throw at midfield out of that.
And the United States seem to be getting themselves into better passing lanes. It could be Podolski's going to be a little bit more stationary, not as mobile as Schurrle was on the left-hand side.
Zardes able to turn and skip away from Mustafi, who falls to the turf. Zardes to cross in just in front of Yedlin. Hector able to clear it out. U.S. throw.
And also pushing Zardes forward. He's causing the German back four some problems now. He's got some strength. He's got some pace.
Johansson, Diskerud. Beckerman across now for Evans, who, when he played against Mexico in April, was the first appearance he'd had for 14 months for the U.S. Hasn't been in a Gold Cup since 2009. Diskerud in a pocket of space. Ends up wide with Chandler in the end. Chandler deflected cross, knocked down, falls to the feet of Michael Bradley. Cross now for Yedlin. Yedlin around Podolski, gets a cross and a slip from Zardes. Khedira there to clear. Beckerman couldn't take Gundogan off the ball. Neither could Evans with a hard challenge. Advantage being played. Gundogan still to get it behind the play. Podolski, Sami Khedira. And Brooks tackles it out.
That's where DeAndre Yedlin's at his best. 1v1. Don't really have to do much more than just slide it by the defender and then let his pace do the rest.
And now it's Brad Evans. He'll just try to fix his shoe. 19th appearance for the United States, coming on as a halftime sub. Yarn ball there. Diskerud's pressure. Bradley, can they find Zardes? Can they find Johansson? Neither of them. Rudiger there to intercept. Bradley charging forward on Mesut Ozil, who escapes.
It was one of the rare times in the last few appearances that Michael Bradley's passing has let him down. Zardes and Johansson both made good runs. Had a 2v1.
Evans steps up to poke it away. Rudiger again. Trying to clean it up. Great turn there by Hector as Yedlin came flying through. Jonas Hector taking the space forward. He's got Gotze on the outside. Gotze's cross. Lofted in. Knocked down by Podolski. Guzan able to swallow it up. Diskerud quickly forward for Chandler. Up the line for Gyasi Zardes. Rudiger the defender. Zardes trying to dance away. And he'll win the first quarter of the game for the United States.
Well, Jurgen Klinsmann's change at halftime, putting Zardes up front and bringing Beckerman on, seems to give them more strength. Someone who's holding the ball up a bit better than Agudelo did in the first half. And also with Beckerman, nice calm composure on the ball and allowing Michael Bradley to forge forward as he likes to do. No substitutions change the game against the Netherlands. For the United States, I'm sure they hope does the same today.
Bradley, the outswinger to the back post. Zardes knocking it down. That was Alvarado there. Diskerud. I just blasted high into the air. U.S. will have a throw. Another good opportunity for the U.S. to take the lead.
Yeah, no one marking Zardes. He's free. Little bit unlucky. The first one was blocked by his own teammate, Alvarado.
Chandler on Mustafi, who had that key block.
United States showing good signs here in the second half.
And same position they were in at least at halftime. Friday night in Amsterdam. It quickly went sideways and then was a spectacular finish. Germany on the break, advantage being played as Beckerman able to win it back from Zardes. Kyle Beckerman, Gyasi Zardes, heavy first touch. Rudiger there, only as far as Bradley. Rudiger down behind the play. Germans are upset. And the referee's saying, I didn't see anything.
It looks like he's complaining of an elbow or an arm. Maybe a clash of heads.
It's Antonio Rudiger. Just finished his second full season at Stuttgart.
Yeah, he definitely raised his arm. Not sure how hard he hit him. It's a little bit silly to raise your arm that high.
Zardes on his 7th appearance, all coming in this year. Scored his first goal against the Netherlands. It's a year ago, right about now, when Bruce Arena with the LA Galaxy made that change to move him to forward. Scored 15 goals in 16 games. Highest scoring homegrown player in MLS history. Earned himself an opportunity at the January camp, and he's been really a regular starter for the U.S. Never mind making appearances in 2015.
Been one of the bright spots, been one of the success stories from the MLS, both for the LA Galaxy and now the United States national team's reaping the benefit of it.
And you've got, with those subs, you've got Toronto FC on the ball from Real Salt Lake, Seattle Sounders at right back, LA Galaxy up front, New York City FC on the left. Of course, we had Juan Agudelo from New England Revolution, who came off at half.
It's important to have a mixture of players from overseas or in Mexico and also MLS.
Good ball by Yedlin to find Aaron Johansson. Able to spin back on Mustafi. Johansson floating the cross. Diskerud trying to keep it in play. Zardes looking to hold it up on Rudiger, who pokes it away. Dangerous ball in the center. Gundogan just in front of Yedlin, clearing the midfield. Evans and Podolski both jumping. Neither really get it. Gundogan now. Too far ahead of Gotze. I think the Germans want to make another change. Christoph Kramer getting set to come on. Another Borussia Mönchengladbach teammate of Fabian Johnson's. Now 15 minutes into the second half. Brad, from stretches where the U.S. looks like we're never going to touch the ball again. How have they turned it around so much?
Well, I think the last 10 minutes or so of the first half, and definitely the entirety of the second half, they'll be the more happier of the two teams. They've really come to terms with dealing with Germany's movement. And on top of that, they've been able to have sustained
Yedlin driving in. Zardes able to hold it up. Look at all the white shirts in there. Zardes able to keep it. And Khedira there just in front of Michael Bradley.
What I was saying is sustained amounts of pressure like they're having right now. They didn't have this in the first 25, 30 minutes, maybe even 35 minutes.
Beckerman for Yedlin. Well, he's got speed, but not quite that much.
And they were just chasing, and you could tell they were getting tired. And when you're forever defending, it just takes the energy right out of you. Now they have the ball a bit more. They're getting some freedom going forward. I think the substitution of putting Zardes up front has really helped. And they look good at the moment.
Birdie votes there in the red tie. Now a technical advisor to Jurgen Klinsmann. Former European Championship and World Cup winner as a player with Germany. Coached him to the '96 European Championship win. Bradley now for Yedlin. U.S. with 53% possession in the second half.
A totally different game. I think we said in the first half, goals change games, and the goal the United States have scored have really given them confidence. But nice, calm and composed on the ball.
Yedlin pushed off it by Podolski. Referee's going to pull that back for a foul. Bit of a high boot, perhaps, from Lucas Podolski. Chandler looking to play the long switch. Not going to find Yedlin. It's a good header from Rudy to find Podolski, and Evans just gets his body in the way. Ozil dropping deep to try to create an attack. He's got a couple different runners to choose from. Alexa just drop it off for Hector. Podolski. He was appealing for offside. Flag is up on Mesut Ozil.
Yeah, it seems with Khedira in, with Podolski in, especially with Khedira, he hasn't played a lot of games recently. Had a lot of injuries, and it just seems that they're a bit more static, the Germans. I don't know if it's they're weary of the United States pressure now, but they're definitely not as fluid as they were in that first 35 minutes.
Bradley tipping it in for Diskerud. Zardes trying to keep it in traffic. Falls for Beckerman. Jimmy Chandler to his left. Chandler looking to whip the cross in. Johansson swinging a miss. Yedlin a chance to tee it up. His cross got past Bradley. Khedira broke it up in front of Diskerud. Evans comes to get it. Evans, a little move to get away. Tackle only as far as Yedlin. Yedlin trying to turn the corner on Kramer, the substitute. Got the ball, lost his foot. Goes down, whistle, free kick for Germany.
Another good sustained bit of pressure from the United States. There's Evans showing a little bit of skill, little nutmeg there. Chandler before that, a very good cross in. Johansson, a good chance. Normally clinical at those.
Evans, who last year about this time tweeted out slightly the effect if you got off easy this time, Cristiano Ronaldo, and now he's just nutmeg Lucas Podolski. So not a bad little stretch for the Seattle Sounders' Brad Evans. Khedira just sweeping that away from Diskerud's pressure. Khedira now out wide. Here's Herman. I haven't seen as much as him in the second half. A good cross right in front. And Khedira just glancing off his head. Ozil chance to reset. Podolski off the chest. Beckerman gets in there. Whistle's gone for a foul. U.S. free kick.
Well, it's really only the second time this half where the Germans have gotten into some space, created some freedom. That's Herman again. He's been a real bright spot for Germany. Khedira made a very good run into the box. Nearly timed to perfection. Maybe an inch, maybe two. Too high for him.
And there from Gotze and out. Hansen's pressure out for another Germany throw.
I really like the positions that Zardes is taking up to occupying the two central defenders of Germany on almost every occasion. In the first half, the central defenders for Germany didn't have to think of defending.
As a player, never once played for a youth national team. And he has come in and done very well in this year for the United States and potentially has a chance to do very well at a Gold Cup.
I see no reason why he won't.
Mustafi feeding it through. Flag is staying down. The U.S. Well, now the flag has come up, and the assistant referee just waiting for Mario Gotze to become active there, perhaps. And just for a moment there, when there was hesitation, you thought that maybe the U.S. had got that horribly wrong.
Well, it's one of those rules that annoys players because the linesmen don't put their flags up until the player actually makes a move towards the ball. And even when you know that it's 100% offsides, the linesman keeps his flag down, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting.
Because there was a look like Herman there, who you're sort of assuming was from an onside position. Had he gotten there, it would have been all right. But a moment of panic, and Gotze too far for Zardes. through. Can't take Podolski off the ball. Zardes flicks it behind. Bradley. Yedlin quickly in a dangerous area. Ozil picks it up and plays it out wide. Rudy, Khedira, Ozil. Sweeping around Podolski, holding up Evans. The return just broken up there. Bradley got a touch. Yedlin able to run away with it. And now a foot race maybe. Zieler, though, very alert to that out of his box.
Looks like Johansson might have a little problem.
And he was reaching over Ventura. Alvarado behind the play was reaching over, grabbing at his leg a little bit. Ozil fouled by DeAndre Yedlin, and a yellow card. Not even giving referee Danny McAleer eye contact.
No, he knew. DeAndre was late. Not sure there was a need to foul. But once he did commit himself, he knew. He got up, put his head to the turf, and got back in position.
Yedlin, who made his debut for Tottenham Hotspur this spring, having made the physical move in January from Seattle. Gotze, the free kick, headed for Rudiger. Brooks able to get it out.
Really good guy, DeAndre. He came over at a difficult time, really, because he started his season in January, so he ended MLS season, then had to go through another preseason, and then just went back and forth with national teams. So I think his real time starts now with Tottenham. Go to a preseason and show Mauricio Pochettino what he can do.
21 years old. 2 years ago this time, he was a rookie with the Seattle Sounders. Had never played for any kind of a national team. His first appearance was for a youth national team at the Under-20 World Cup, and it has been a fast rise in the 2 years since. Work to do here defending Jonas Hector. Hector again has it back from the byline, getting the cross in. Brooks with the header. Bradley right back into the center for Khedira. Inside of 20 minutes to go at the Rhein Energy Stadium in Cologne, Germany. One apiece between the United States and the #1 team in FIFA's rankings. World Cup winners from last June. Hector back for Khedira. Khedira moving inside. Back from Podolski. United States 3 times in their history have beaten Germany. Never in Germany, though. Twice in 1999 and then 2 summers ago at RFK Stadium. Mario Gotze. 3 blue shirts around him, trying to clip it in. That's going to be too far for Christoph Kramer to catch up to, out for a goal kick.
It's well defended by the United States. We're just starting to see little signs of Germany with the passing and movement that we saw in that first 35 minutes.
Max Cruz, another of the Borussia Mönchengladbach players from just down the road. Teammates of Fabian Johnson, is on. And it'll be Mario Gotze who scored the goal way back in the 12th minute. It was coming off. And Cruz will be on his way to Wolfsburg next month.
Very good.
Back to the goal.
Took a little bounce before it got to him as well.
Also Karim Belarbi, excuse me, from Bayer Leverkusen is on. Patrick Herrmann got an assist on his debut.
I thought he had a great first half, Herrmann. And there's another player coming on that possesses a lot of pace. Belarbi, he'll be another exciting one in this German factory of talent.
Alfredo Morales, who just won the German 2nd division with Ingolstadt, heading back up to the Bundesliga, along with Bobby Wood. Another German-based player. Scored his first international goal. Diskerud is off. Jossi Zardes is off. And Jordan Morris sneaking on as well.
I'd say well done to Zardes, especially for what he gave to the United States in the second half. I thought the change by putting him up front really changed the outlook and the whole complexity of this game.
So it looks like Aaron Johansson was pulled off as well. And Jordan Morris, who just continues to defy really everything that we think we understand about soccer in the United States in 2015. Bobby Wood picked that up, almost found Morales. Beckerman for Michael Bradley. Bradley trying to come back inside for Wood. Morris picks it up. Morris will have a shot, and it's just wide. Jordan Morris. That close.
Nearly the perfect substitution. Stanford University playing against German world champions. Gets the ball outside. Great technique outside of the right foot. Got some good power on it. I'm not sure if the goalkeeper had that covered. Good chance for the United States.
It was a year ago, right about this time, that he was playing for Stanford in a scrimmage against the U.S. in the pre-World Cup camp. Scored a tremendous individual goal that Jurgen Klinsmann described for us on our call the other day, and he's been on Klinsmann's radar ever since, and he has made it happen for the under-23s of the Toulon tournament, as well for the senior national team, scoring that eventual winner against Mexico in April, and having a big impact as a sub Friday night in Amsterdam.
You're talking about DeAndre Yedlin's rise to fame. How about Morris?
Quarter hour to go in Cologne, Germany. Will we have the type of finish we had Friday night? The 4-3 win for the U.S. over the Netherlands. Can the United States walk away from a trip to Europe with wins against the Netherlands and Germany?
It'd be outstanding if they could. Already got the one against the Netherlands. I think if this ended 1-1, they would be happy as well. Coming away with 4 points effectively. If you're going to go to a point system,
if this was a league, that'd be a great road trip.
Absolutely.
Still a lot of work between now and then, and the Germans are going to have something to say about it as they're trying to make sure they're preparing in the right way for a game against Gibraltar they can't completely overlook.
One thing we haven't touched on is the work rate of Michael Bradley. He's one of the fittest players. He's one of the fittest players in all of Europe, to be honest with you. I was fortunate to play with him, albeit for a short time. But his professionalism is second to none.
A former Borussia Mönchengladbach player as well early in his career, and that was the public concern of Jurgen Klinsmann. The move to Toronto FC, back to MLS, how that would affect things, and it does not seem to have affected anything.
Well, I think because of his mentality. He's a true professional. So no matter where he plays, he's going to keep himself physically fit. He's going to keep himself mentally fit. And he's always going to try to be a team player and do the best for the team.
He's getting to wear the armband once again in the absence of Clint Dempsey.
I know he had a mixed
for U.S. throw.
I know he had a mixed World Cup for his standard. But good players, good professionals, they come through that, and that's what he's showing now.
It's Mustafi who's down. Just caught the studs there of Bobby Wood. Just finished the season with Valencia. It was their best finish for 3 years. 4th place, a spot in the Champions League. Skodran Mustafi, German-born of Albanian heritage, just made his debut for Germany last May. And he's back out there, so full 11s for either side. There's Morales with a little flick in traffic. Couldn't combine with Morris. Morris just kind of eased out of the way by Mesut Ozil there. Arabi. Rudiger charging forward, the center back. Hands off for Ozil. Mesut Ozil again. A lot of blue shirts back to get it. That shot is just blasted over by Antonio Rudiger.
That's something Brad Guzan probably wasn't going to anticipate. The central defender stepping up, having a shot from about 25, 26 yards. Looks like he possesses a lot of power in his strike. Again, just gets under it a little too much.
Muchas dumping someone to the turf as the U.S. quickly comes forward. It's Alfredo Morales trying to create space. The shot is blocked by Mustafi, picked up by Beckerman. Timmy Chandler out wide. Chandler trying to get a cross away, and that is going to be out for the second quarter of the game for the United States. Just about 10 minutes plus stoppage time to go, and not entirely happy looking Jogi Löw on the German sideline.
No, completely different look from the first 35 minutes, as we've said time and time again. From the time the United States equalized, he hasn't looked at ease, we should say.
Bradley to take. Look at those three players stacking right in front of the goalkeeper Zieler. Bradley trying to drop it right in. Zieler's punch off the goal line. We've seen him score this year direct from a corner, Michael Bradley. Did that against Panama. Now looking to reset. That'll be too far for Morris.
I think the goalkeeper's done really well there. He had a lot of bodies in front of him. Michael Bradley knew what he was doing. Putting it right on top of all the players. Goalkeeper, good footwork. Gets two strong fists to it.
Podolski, that's a rare mistake for him, just stepping on the ball. And a few German fans making their way out, a few nervous groans. They were doing the wave in the first half. Wood is chasing, just enough for Mustafi, and Zieler allowed to clear. Bradley unable to catch up to his first touch. Ozil quickly ahead. Bellarabi, that's going to be too much on that. Bellarabi made his first appearance for Germany in October in their qualifying loss against Poland. Evans. Morris unable to keep it in play.
I think one thing Jurgen Klinsmann has instilled, he's come over here playing the Netherlands, playing Germany, and he's going for the win in both games. Obviously one against the Netherlands, but he's going for it here. It's great to see. On the front foot, positive. The United States going toe-to-toe with world champions.
Rolled in here for Sami Khedira. Going to cut it back for Cruz, and Alvarado the only man there. Morales opening it up for Timmy Chandler. He's dumped to the turf behind the plate. Chance for Michael Bradley to accelerate. Kramer trying to chase him down. Bradley opening it up. DeAndre Yedlin takes the touch. Yedlin cutting it back. Michael Bradley saved by Robert Zieler.
What a great break by the United States. Again, putting Germany on the back foot. They didn't know how to deal with the pace. DeAndre Yedlin drags it back. Michael Bradley with just the goalkeeper to beat. One other German player, Mustafi, on the line. He does go to the correct side. Great save, great foot save by Zieler.
And that sums it up. And the American Outlaws roaring in the upper decks of the Rhein Energy Stadium. Wood can't do anything with that. There they are. Still 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go in this, and you could see it going any number of ways.
Yeah, but at the moment, it does look like the United States is the most likely team to score.
Although, as Klinsmann said to us, Germany have enough big players. They can teach you a lesson.
Absolutely.
Given the opportunity. That's going to go out for a goal kick.
The way the Bundesliga and the German FA came together those many years ago, formed their academies, got their coaching right, the amounts of players they develop, really second to none in the world.
Well, again, 75 players have been given their German debut in 9 years that Jogi Löw has been the coach.
But here they are against the United States, and the United States look the more likely to score.
A Bundesliga, which you can see on Fox Sports, starting at the beginning of the next season in August.
Absolutely. Get to see a lot of good talent, a lot of good teams in the Bundesliga.
A lot of Americans as well. A few of them are on this field. Eckerman and Bradley looking to combine to control that in the middle. Out wide it goes for DeAndre Yedlin. Yedlin engaging now with Jonas Hector. Yedlin able to get around him. Yedlin from the byline. The cross takes a deflection. Comfortable catch in the end for Zieler. Hector fouled by Bradley. Antonio Rudiger, part of the Stuttgart team that had the most amazing of escapes to avoid relegation at the end of the season. It's a great combination. Podolski just knocked away from behind by Brad Evans. He thought he was in. Ozil cutting inside. Bradley there to meet him. Great step again by Evans. And Podolski slow to get up. Bradley trying to drive on. Mistake there by Brooks. He overran it. Timmy Chandler there just in front of Bellarabi. Morales with the header. Wood rather, out jumped by Mustafi.
Just seems the pace that the Germans are moving the ball now. They're almost content with a 1-1. They're moving the first half. They're moving it so much quicker. Or is it a case that the United States are putting that much more pressure on them, not giving them that time and space?
Khedira controls it. Morales trying to put him off from behind. In the end, there was no contact whatsoever from John Brooks. Ended up winning the ball anyways. Khedira went flying over it. Evans. Great little dummy off it there from Jordan Morris. Bobby Wood fires and scores! Are you serious? Bobby Wood!
What a combination by the two substitutes. Morris with a little clever step over. Woods, incredible touch. First touch just sets up everything. The power on the strike. We said the United States was the more likely to score, and here they are, up 2-1 against the world champs. Michael Bradley starts it off again. Evans, good pace on the pass there. Little step over, good turn. 23 yards out into this bottom right-hand corner. Giving the goalkeeper very little chance when you hit the ball with that kind of precision, that kind of pace. What a strike.
That might be game winners days apart against the Netherlands and Germany for the Honolulu native, California raised, although been in Germany since he was 14, Bobby Wood. 22 years old and his 8th appearance, 2nd goal in a row.
We were talking about the clinic that Germany were putting on in the first half, but they did not kill off this United States team. In the second half, the United States has been the better team. We just said it about 5 or 6 minutes ago. The United States were the team that were more likely to score, and here they are up 2-1.
Well, about 90 seconds plus stoppage time to go, and this would be really something remarkable.
It would be. I know the Germans are not at full strength. However, they have so many good players in their ranks.
And neither, to be fair, is the United States at full strength without Clint Dempsey and Josie Altidore, amongst others. Mesut Ozil out wide for Jonas Hector. Evans, the defender.
And also take nothing away from Morris's part in that goal. I know it was Wood with the 2 good touches and the great strike. But the movement by Morris, the pass by Evans, perfectly weighted, perfectly timed. There, little dummy. Great swivel. Right inside the post. Jurgen Klinsmann was absolutely delighted with that.
Well, it's a player whose team was relegated from the 2nd division in Germany, who was left off the Gold Cup provisional roster to sort out his club situation. What better way for a player based in Germany to try to get someone to hire him than to score a goal like that, potentially to beat the Germans?
Well, can you change that roster now?
Final minute of normal time. And whatever stoppage time is on the watch of referee Danny McAleer. 4 minutes. Morales trying to keep that in play. Out for a Germany throw. There you go.
This is again where you want your leaders. Want Michael Bradley communicating, energy. Beckerman, he's a leader. He's experienced. Keep the team shape. Keep pressure on the ball. Get the young ones sprinting after it. Get Morris pressure in the ball.
Able to keep that in play, able to keep it on Morales. Dropping off now for Rudy. Ozil comes to get it. Jordan Moore shadowing him. Some recovery there from Max Cruz to keep it after a loose first touch. Again on the outside, Bellarabi. Khedira trying to return. Brooks got a foot in the way. Steps in. Knocking it off of Kramer. Mustafi forced into a clearance upfield. Germans able to control. Khedira opening it up. Bellarabi had to chase it out wide. US trying to get themselves set. Bellarabi the cross into the near post. Alvarado got a foot in. Corner kick number 4 of the match for Germany upcoming. Halfway through the 4-minute stoppage time.
Again, another one of those instances you going to want your goalkeeper to be big, be brave here.
Lifted up high. Morales there just in front of Kramer. Knocked down by Rudy. Out wide again for Mesut Ozil. Drives the cross in. Gotze with pressure, able to grab it. Foul anyway on Rudiger.
At the end of games like this, when you have leads, you have to expect balls coming into the box. There you go, Brad Guzan, big and strong. Just killing precious seconds off that clock for his team.
Brad Guzan in no rush to get it back in play. There's any number of individuals you can point out. Perhaps Michael Bradley chief among them. Consistent, tremendous performances in this week for the U.S.
Absolutely. His performance against the Netherlands again here today. Tireless worker. Precision on his passing, setting up goals, breaking plays. Been absolutely outstanding.
Still a bit more work to do. About 30 seconds to go. Bellarabi. A foot in from Chandler. Can't keep it cleanly. Cruz. Mesut Ozil picks it up. Ozil clipping it back across for Bellarabi. His cross into the center. Khedira's header is off the bar. Brooks able to clear it out wide. He's limping.
And then, John, you also need a little bit of luck when you play against the world champs.
And it's out for a goal kick.
Good ball in by Bellarabi. Very good header under pressure. 3 United States players around him. Perhaps even a little deflection. Brad Guzan will be delighted that's gone off the bar.
And that is it. The United States, for the first time, has won in Germany. Bobby Wood's 88th minute goal, coming back from a goal down just days after that win against the Netherlands in Amsterdam. 2 old friends, Jurgen Klinsmann and Jogi Löw embrace. Brad Friedel. It's a friendly, fun. Put it in context what this result combined with last Friday means for the United States.
Well, you're playing 2 of the best teams in the world, and you're playing them on their soil. And we had an exciting 4-3 game against the Netherlands, and again today against the world champions. And the United States has won 2-1. Positive, on the front foot. Okay, the first 35 minutes wasn't great today. It was a very good show by the Germans. But once the United States scored, came into the game, just an incredible result. They will take this into the Guatemala game with a lot of confidence, and they're going to go into the Gold Cup just cruising. When you win games, oh, you want the next game to come. You want the next game to come. And this will do this team a world of good.
Who would have ever thought when they scheduled these games in Europe, they'd come away with a pair of wins? Coming up after the break, our crew in Vancouver will break it down as this one finishes. United States 2, Germany 1.